I'm not quitting. Well, yet, anyway. And I'd be lying if I said that the thought hadn't crossed my mind multiple times while doing this channel. I placed my light... There you are, hopefully my light won't fall off this time. And I now have glasses, so I'm officially a nerd. So new channel, new me, I guess. So, I was the first generation to grow up with, YouTube content. I was watching all the OGs like Stampy, like Squid, like Captain Sparkles, and a little later on like Jack, Mark, and Felix.
Was that the bite of 87?
And so, obviously, as they grew up as people, as their content matured, they eventually went from, very fast-paced, very kind of constant cuts, whatever you want to call it, to a lot more chilled out, a lot more like 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour let's plays, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. Now, they're getting to the point where, they're retiring. Not only is Sean and Felix already basically retired at this point, like for quite a few years now, but I've seen newer ones like Matt Pat, like Tom Scott, like Seth Etherman, and many others are also retiring now. And one of the big reasons, because they've hit this decade-long milestone where they've been creating content for over 10 years, and I guess because of how quickly the digital landscape goes, they've decided that it's time to retire now, or at least semi-retire. Like, they're not completely stopping content altogether, but they're kind of not doing what they were known for and that kind of stuff. Lessons in Meme Culture did a quite good video on this just recently. I've just watched that now, and obviously that's great for them, but the problem for me is that my content is quite similar, where because I've matured with them, my content kind of has as well. The way that I create content is very kind of, I guess, old school, where I just want to, make a thumbnail, make the video, post it, and hope it will do really well. These days, you have to be a lot more, you have to have, YouTube Shorts, you have to have a TikTok, you have to promote on Instagram, you have to network with a bunch of people, you have to turn it into a whole business, and it's that kind of stuff where that's not what I want to do. I just want to make videos. I don't want to have to bring all the baggage with everything else and hold a business together and all the rest of it. That's the biggest problem that I have with YouTube at the moment, is it really feels like it's got to be a business. It really feels like you have to put a bunch of foundations up, you have to make sure that you have stable income, you have to think about multiple income sources, you have to make sure you can support other employees, and you have to make this huge thing in order to just get anywhere on the platform. Now, for someone like me who has been creating content for almost a decade now, I should be in a much bigger position than I already am. And there's obviously quite a few reasons. I'm not going to sit here and blame the algorithm. I'm not going to say it's YouTube's fault, because it probably isn't. It's probably the way that I create content. But at the same time, I've had multiple comments of people saying, here, when you blow up, I can't wait to see you blow up. Your channel's going somewhere eventually, and it just never does. And I think one of the biggest reasons of that is just because I make such different kind of content. I don't really know what I want to focus on. I just like making stuff about tech and gaming and just whatever I'm interested in at the time. Or I'll get a video idea and I just want to make that video idea just then and then move on to something completely different afterwards. Obviously, people don't want to keep coming back for that, and the algorithm doesn't want to push that kind of stuff. Now, recently, with my Win Mini video, that did really well, but even then, I don't know, I don't want to keep making videos just on that particular handheld. In fact, if anything, I don't necessarily want to make a ton of videos on handhelds, and because I just don't have the space to put it anywhere, and even if I did, it is a lot of clutter. At least digital games, it doesn't take up a lot of physical room, whereas obviously having a bunch of handhelds would. Narrow down to a very specific niche that a very specific audience wants to watch, because that's not who I am. That's not how I operate. I don't have a favorite thing. I'm not obsessed with some particular thing. I just like kind of work on all different projects. The main reason that I make videos because I just really enjoy doing it. I hope that people enjoy watching it. That's my primary motive. If it was anything to do with money, or if it anything to do with what I could get out of YouTube, I would have quit literally years ago at this point, because it hasn't gone anywhere, I guess. Even when people in real life doubt me and they go, you should do this, you should focus on getting a real job, you should... I still love doing it. And that's the main reason why I do it. The reason why I wanted to make this video in particular is because I'm not quite as much of a crossroads at the moment as I was, like I say, a week ago, before the Win Mini video did well, but I'm still quite at a crossroads as to whether I should actually try and do like a kind of a weekly schedule, all that kind of stuff, structured, I guess. I'm really kind of doubting whether that's worth it, or whether I should focus on something else in my life, that will, I guess, give me some more results, because so far this hasn't. And I know it can work. I know that making YouTube channels can work, but at the moment it hasn't worked out for me. And unless a video suddenly takes off and my channel suddenly goes somewhere, it's really hard for me to justify keep putting so much time and effort into something that doesn't really go anywhere. And especially, guess what, like a lot of people in my real life have told me. So it's definitely a conflict that I've had. The main thing, as I've just covered earlier, I really want to fight against is YouTube becoming a job. Not like as in earning money, because that's great obviously, but as in really feeling like a job. I don't want to like wake up at 9 AM going, oh, I've got to go and do videos again, and then work until 5 and then go home and just sit there, play video games because, you know, I've just hated my day kind of thing. I want to wake up in the morning and go, right, I've got another video, let's go. And then by the end of the day, I can sit there in bed and go, that was a great day, awesome, let's go and do another day. Making a channel that obviously has to be profitable to an extent so I can live and feed myself and feed my family. Also in a way that is something I really want to do and something I just want to wake up every day and be like, yes, this is what I want to do. I'm somebody who's being used to doing things alone. I have a lot of ideas, but it's hard to actually get people on board to join it, and so I haven't really had much, I guess, support in that sense. Not that people have been against me. I've been doing a lot of this on my own, and that's probably taken a lot longer than it would have for other creators, I guess. One of the biggest problems now is the Mr. Beastification of YouTube. Now, obviously, nothing against Mr. Beast and his team, because like what they've been able to produce is amazing. Like their videos are super high quality now, and it's crazy how like somebody who 10 years ago was kind of sitting in his room questioning what he was going to do with his life, suddenly the biggest YouTuber ever and one of the most famous people, I guess, ever now, it seems like, which is incredible. But it's the copycats and the people who also set up businesses and do all these crazy things and spend way too much money and all the rest of it that makes it really hard for any other creators to kind of catch up. And it feels like either simpler videos, you go to TikTok, or you go on YouTube and you have like what's basically just TV shows now. Mr. Beast's channel is basically just a TV show at this point. The main thing I was questioning is this platform really somewhere that I want to put my time and effort into? Unless if I have a huge budget and huge team. Now, sure, I could hop on the TikTok train, I could just go to short form videos, but that's never really what I want to do. I've tried experimenting with it before and seeing how it works, and maybe I'll kind of do a thing where I use short videos to promote my long stuff, but I've always wanted to do long form videos. That's what I've always done, that's what I've always wanted to do. Short form it's very hard to kind of communicate your point and what you want to say. Like, for example, if I try to do this video in 60 seconds, it's not going to come across the same. And some videos I've done in the past, I haven't had the time to communicate what I wanted to say, and the comments have roasted me for it. I mean, even now it's hard to get my point across, let alone if it's a 60-second video. So I wouldn't mind if I had to jump ship. At the same time, it's not what I want to do. Even when I was brainstorming ideas for this video, I was going to call it something like "The Old YouTube Is Gone," you know, to trying to make the video appeal more, I guess. I'm trying to think of the I can't think of the right word now. It wasn't really the point of this video, so that's why I've titled it what you just clicked on now, as opposed to like "Old YouTube Is Gone" and "The Old Days Are Dead" and something over dramatic, you know. Ever since I've started this channel, I've changed a lot physically and mentally as a person, hopefully for the better. And as I've mentioned before, I'm somebody who doesn't really want to do other types of content. I kind of just have a more traditional way of doing it. Not sure how well that will work going into 2024. However, I put a community post saying, you know, I'll make this kind of video and what people think, and a lot of people seem to want my opinion, which is really nice. So it's that kind of appreciation. And I've had a lot of people personally also tell me, you know, how much they like watching my stuff and they don't want it to quit. So that was really nice. And so what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to keep trying my hardest to make videos until early 2025. And the reason why I say that, because that will be the 10-year anniversary of my channel, and I've got some big things I want to do. Whether I'll be able to do it or not is a different question, but there's some big things that I really want to do with that, especially because my friend Gavin is going like full, you know, Marvel Cinematic Universe with his stuff, and he's got like 3-hour-long specials now coming out about his different content and stuff. It's kind of inspired me to do something similar with my 10-year anniversary, so we'll see where that goes. But at that point, I will just reevaluate if I even want to continue doing new videos or not. I think even if I did quit after that, I probably would still make videos from time to time, but there'd be like a couple months between, maybe even like a whole year in between. It basically just be like whenever I felt like it, as opposed to something I actually want to do on the regular and make it into a career of types. I think that's everything now. I'm not quitting anytime soon, but I have thought about it a lot, and will reevaluate sometime in the future whether or not I want to continue doing it. So if you enjoyed this video, thanks very much. Let me know what you think in the comments, obviously, and you know what? I won't link to another video this time. I will just say, have a good day.